All right. So, welcome to the house that metal built, boys and girls. I'm Fabulous B, your host with the most. This evening, I'll be dragging you all into the podcast pit to talk to some of the bands that make you lose your voice screaming their names. So, tonight we've got a little bit of a different thing. We've got Florida Metal Radio Global going on. We've got our friends Orphan Stomper from Australia. What's happening, guys?
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad, man. We're just trying to chill out and stay. Well, we're staying warm over here. I guess you guys are kind of cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's like 18 degrees Celsius.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, Orphan Stomper, tell me how you got your name.
So there's an old internet cartoon that was called Llamas with Hats, and at first it seems pretty, you know, friendly. Um, but it turns out that the show has extremely dark humor that just gets worse and worse throughout the show, and um, I used to love it. So in one episode, the these two llamas are roommates. His roommate gets home and there's a big conveyor belt through the middle of their house with meat on it, and his roommate basically says to him, you need to stop pushing people into a meat grinder, and he turns around and says it's not a meat grinder, it's an orphan stomper. Um,
Yeah.
and we added that little sample to the start of our song. It's not a meat grinder, so if anyone wants to check that out, that little sample's in there.
I'm actually gonna play that after our interview tonight. So,
Yep,
hell
awesome.
yeah!
Sweet.
All right. So, you guys are actually several hours ahead of us. So, you guys obviously are noontime your time.
Yeah, yeah, it's Sunday for us.
Sunday for you.
Yeah.
So, how long have you guys been together?
Oh,
We formed about end of last year,
about
2019.
about October, I think.
Yeah. So
October.
yeah, because I play in another band called Amoshikesha, and that's more of a metalcore band. And like after listening to bands like Infant Annihilator and Fiata's Murder and stuff, I kind of wanted to make something a lot heavier and you know brutal sounding, just that deathcore sound. So yeah, I kind of made a post on Facebook, found Brad. Um, I was doing drum programming and guitar tracking and bass. Uh, Brad was doing all the vocals and stuff, and yeah, just basically the first song we made was "Doped, Roped, Groped," and yeah, it turned out really well. So yeah, we kind of gelled together from the start, basically. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
made this album when all the bushfires were going on in Australia. I was in my garage with a massive fire about a few 100 meters down the road. So yeah.
Yeah, how fucking metal is that? You're
Yeah.
still, out there jamming with fucking fires 100 meters up the street.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
most of the people, because I was living in Sanctuary Point at the time, and most of the people got evacuated, and I stayed back basically trying to finish this music. So yeah.
You can't get more metal than that, guys. So,
Yeah.
so
Thanks.
you've named a couple bands. Some of you guys have influences. Who
Yeah.
was some of your biggest influences, metal wise?
Ooh, definitely Infinite Annihilator. Dan Watson was what inspired my style of vocals. Yeah, and then like Lachlan was saying, like Die Artist Murder, Aversion's Crown, um, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. So now, since you guys have been together for such a short amount of time, I mean, have you guys? I mean, you've toured Australia a little bit, correct?
No, we actually
No, not yet. No.
No.
Um, No, like we did have a drummer at the time. He made a few songs with us. But he unfortunately had to part ways with us. And I had about we had about 4 or 5 songs made. Like we had half of the album made, and my iMac actually got stolen with majority of our songs on it.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so end of last year or start of this year, like January, when all the fires and that were happening, I had to remake this album. Plus, we didn't have a drummer, so I then had to program everything and do all that stuff. We are planning on playing some shows and stuff at the moment. Um, Maybe with a drummer, or we're just gonna get some drum tracks or something. We don't really mind. We just really want to get our music out there, and we know it's heavy as fuck. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. You can't say that it's not heavy.
Yeah, thanks.
So yeah, I mean, I know that there's a lot of bands out there right now that in the studio would much rather use drum tracks versus
Yeah,
live drums, because it's really hard to mic up drums, especially in a smaller studio.
yeah.
Um, let's see. Yeah, most of the questions that I have are pretty much for Florida bands, but I mean, you guys are my first international band. So, what are some of your aspirations? I mean, are you guys wanting to start touring Australia and possibly worldwide, or?
Definitely.
Yeah, so we were talking with my other band as well to set up something with them, where we can kind of tour together. And the only thing is that I'll have to play with a set with one band and then play a set with the other band. But yeah, it would be it's a good mixture as well, because the other band's a bit more metalcore mixed with like a bit of hardcore, influenced by like Knox Loose and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, so whereas yeah, Orphan Stomper, we just wanted that more brutal type of stuff. So it would be a good mix as well for a show. But yeah, we definitely want to start playing some shows and touring and stuff. We were just more focused on getting the album out after losing all of our material. So yeah.
Gotcha. Now, basically, I mean, what our channel here is to give bands such as yourself, a broader voice. So, I mean, hopefully, something on our end, somebody hears something and can possibly help you guys out to that next level. So, but
That'd be
so
awesome.
so what made you guys want to reach out to Florida Metal Radio?
I actually stumbled across a post on Facebook. I think I was in a page, and somebody posted it up on there, and then when I seen it, I was like, well, hell yeah, we can get our name out there. And I watched a couple of previous episodes and stuff that had been on, and yeah, I just thought it'd be pretty awesome to get on here and have a chat with you and get our name out there. Yeah.
Sweet. So once again, tonight was a bunch of firsts, especially for me doing the show. One, international band. Two, you guys are my first video chat. So my
Awesome.
first video interview. Hopefully, if this goes well, I'll probably be doing a lot more of these. But it's also my very first episode of changing the music and changing the entrance a little bit as well. So
Yeah.
you guys are on the cusp of changes for us as well.
Yep.
Sweet.
We got a lot of firsts here. It's an honor to be
Yeah.
on it, as far as I'm concerned.
So, I mean, I only wish you guys, nothing but the great, the best for all your music and stuff. Um, Now, if you guys could, have the opportunity, like say, internationally known band, comes rolling through Australia, what would be one of the bands that you guys would want to open for?
Oh,
Slipknot.
Slipknot. Hey.
Yeah, as well for this new album. We were trying to when you're talking about influences and stuff before. We do want that heavy deathcore sound, but with songs like Parasite and stuff, like Jim Root is a massive, influence for my guitaring, like playing and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, when you listen to like Parasite and Government Hypocrisy, those are like, and they've got like this new metal type of sound to it, and like a bit of like a Slipknot influence. So, but we're still incorporating like the really quick kicks, like the Infinite Annihilator kicks, like really quick, and the deathcore style of vocals and stuff as well. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
So you guys would definitely love to open up for Slipknot then.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I
I
would. I'm not sure what
I
Brad
think
would want to do, but
for me, my dream show to be a part of would have to be, say, um, Infinite Annihilator, Shrine of Malice, and Thy Art Is Murder.
yeah.
That would be perfect, I reckon.
Right on. Hell yeah, guys. So let's see. Like I said, most of my questions are geared around Florida bands, so it's like I can't ask you, what's the best venue that you want to play. But um, so let's see. Now, where exactly in Australia are you guys?
So I'm in I'm Shell Harbour. So Sydney is about 2 hours north
Okay.
of where I am, and then Lachlan's down in, I think is it Vincentia?
Yeah, so that's the south coast. So I'm like about an hour and a half further down the coast from Sydney. So Sydney for me is about like 3 hours
Yeah,
Okay.
drive, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to live in Sydney though. I used to work up there and stuff. Um, and that was basically where first started getting into music and stuff. I was always playing guitar when I was young and whatever else. But when I was working, I met a guy up there who was a drummer and stuff, and we were making stuff that was more influenced by like Tool and more a range of stuff. But yeah, getting older and listening to heavier stuff, I started getting into the heavier styles of shit and Meshuggah and stuff. So I started getting 8 strings and all this other stuff. So yeah.
Right. All right. All right. Now, you guys look like you're pretty young. How old are you guys?
well, I'm 22.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm 21 in the 22nd of June.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow, I got a kid your
both young.
guys' age.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, luckily he's following in my footsteps with the whole metal thing. So
Hell yeah,
yeah.
start 'em young.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
I think my two biggest fans would be my two kids. I got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and yeah, the first time I showed them the music that we made, and I got a little video of them head banging and jumping around and everything.
That's awesome, man.
It's so good.
Hell yeah. All right. So, do you guys have any questions for me, or did you guys want to talk about anything in particular? What's going on with Orphan Stomper, or
Um, I think we could explain what some of the songs on the album mean.
okay,
Um, because one thing that I kind of like neglected to think of when uploading everything was putting lyrics up. So
gotcha.
unless you can understand what we're saying, yeah, it's pretty hard to follow the lyrics. So yeah, like
There's
just
just a lot of lows in there that are pretty deep, so it's like
yeah,
Right.
the gutturals
yeah.
and stuff.
So so with Dope, that was our first song, and it was kind of just like a test, really, to see like what we could do with sound and whatnot. And then the last three songs on the album, Nuclear Apocalypse, um, Nuclear Aftermath, and right now I can't think. Self Annihilation. That's it. They're somewhat inspired by the Llamas with Hats show again, where it's about a person who's in a high up position in, say, like a military thing or a government thing, and more or less they're sick of the way that the world is and think that people should be kind of wiped off the face of the earth, and so he creates a nuclear apocalypse, and after it all happens and he sees the aftermath of that, he realizes that he screwed up big time and ends up taking his own life. So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
um,
And this was a kid show?
yeah. Well, it looks like a kid's show on the outside, but you get 30 seconds into an episode, you realize it's definitely not.
Gotcha. So llamas with hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It makes shows like say South Park, it makes them look child friendly.
Wow. All right then. We gotta go and check out llamas with hats so we can understand, what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't like really dark humor, then maybe stay clear of it. It gets bad. It gets bad.
Yeah, dark humor's pretty good, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty. I'm
I
pretty
love
much anybody with metal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of people as well, we've had some, feedback about the band name, and, a couple of people giving negative, feedback about it. But, when we kind of explain, well, it's based off like a YouTube series that's been around since, we were in high school, and back then, you used to watch it with your friends and laugh about it. But when you grow up, like, people start kind of taking a bit offensive. But we're not trying to be offensive. That's the thing,
Right.
we're just adding that dark humor kind of thing, as you're saying, to everything. So we're not trying to offend anyone and stuff like that. So I just thought I'd put that out there.
The best worst reaction that we had from someone was someone who was an actual orphan.
Oh.
Yeah.
They didn't take too kindly to it, to say the least.
Yeah.
That's wow. Oh well.
Yeah.
I mean,
it happens, but yeah.
I mean, you're technically not stomping orphans. It's just
we kind of say the same thing. Yeah, we're like, what do you think our day jobs are? Like, we just walk down the road and just like Google the local orphanage or something. Like, no,
right,
it's not.
Exactly.
No. Like, we got lives. Like, Brad, as he said, he's got 2 kids. That he takes care of and stuff. So
right on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
We're good people. We just like really brutal music.
Yeah. With a dark sense of humor. So hey, there's nothing wrong with that shit, man.
Yeah. And then government hypocrisy. That one was actually inspired by the bushfires and how our government was reacting to it. In the midst of it, when it was at its worst, our Prime Minister decided to go to Hawaii for a holiday.
Wow.
Yeah. And he decided to come back after everyone was giving him a lot of shit about it and messaging him and abusing him and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind
of sounds like our president.
Yeah. 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 You could probably put Scott Morrison and Trump on the same pedestal.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not going to go ahead and get into a political debate on this episode.
Yes.
No.
No.
All right, so all of the songs that we've got up here, I see that you guys are listed on Spotify. Where else?
Yeah. So we're on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Music, like every major platform that you could think of, except for SoundCloud, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we're on just over 100 different
Deezer as well.
Platforms, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have your own website, or?
We did, but I'm not sure if it's still up, to be honest. But
Okay.
we do have our Facebook page and our Instagram page,
Which we post on basically, at least once a week or every few days. Like, currently as well, we're working on some new songs. We've produced about 4 new songs at the moment.
Yeah, 4.
So we're trying to make, still have the we want to kind of have more of like the sound that we had for the song Doped, Roped, Groped. So it's that real heavy, slammy type of just brutal, dodgy lyrics, basically, like the song title says.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so at the moment we're working on some new stuff. We're gonna try to get the album out by end of this year, start of next year, around that time. So yeah, we're already in the works of some new stuff.
Now, where did you guys get the album cover?
So we got that off a guy's on Instagram. It's Harry Heineman Art, and yeah, he made the artwork and it was up for sale, and I was like, well, damn, this fits perfectly with the whole feel of the album. So yeah, we went ahead and got that, and so yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was good as well because it fits with a lot of the lyrics, like Self-Annihilation. The lyrics at the start of that song, it says piles of bone and flesh, they burn upon the horizon. So how it's got the pile of bodies laying in the corner, it's like the pile of bone and flesh and that. Right. The song Parasite, for instance, if you look on the bottom right corner, there's like the slug-looking worm things in the pool of blood. Right. So that goes with like the Parasite song. Another song as well, where Brad's lyrics are, what will you do when the Reaper comes for you, kind of thing. So we got the Grim Reaper there. So yeah, everything just kind of worked really well with the lyric content and stuff with the songs as well. So
okay,
yeah,
hell yeah, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and play one of these songs. Which song would you rather me play?
Probably Not a Meat Grinder. Just
yeah, it's not a meat grinder.
It's not a meat grinder?
That sample at the start, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, so whenever I go ahead and I play this, I'm going to go ahead and play It's Not a Meat Grinder from Orphan Stomper. You guys, thank you very much for taking some time in your busy days to talk to me over here in the States. And I'm going to support you guys as much as I can on this side of the ocean.
Thank
you.
Thanks. We really appreciate it, and yeah, it's awesome to be on the show. So
hell yeah, guys!
Thanks heaps.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the call and start playing you guys' music, because otherwise it's pretty much gonna cut us off anyways.
Yep, too easy.
All right, guys. Worries. Peace out. You Thanks. Guys stay metal.
All right.
You too. Catch up.
All right, later.
Bye.
All right, everybody, that was a Meat Grinder. I am going to go ahead and play their song, It's Not a Meat Grinder. Is it a meat grinder? Is it not a meat grinder? We will find out.
I'm not the one shoving people into a meat grinder.
It's not a meat grinder, it's an orphan stomper.
And there we have it. That is our friends Orphan Stomper. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of FMR Global. It's going to be on the weekends, and we are going to continue to do Florida Metal Radio throughout the week. Now, I just want to go ahead and reiterate that Mondays and Tuesdays are pretty much non-existent for the show, only because those are days that we're going to go ahead and take to make sure that we're going to have a solid rest of the week, which also means that during the weekends I have to make sure that everybody is on the same page and we're not missing anything. So everybody, as the immortal Ricky Mackman once said, keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the air, keep it real, keep it metal, and fuck yes.